enough for everybody. There's enough for everybody. Not that we have to work like slaves just to get a roof over our head and like that. That's completely nonsense. Complete mismanagement of human society for the benefit of a few. So what's really going on is that these people, instead of worshiping Krishna and getting the result in terms of pious activities and having a nice, easy, smooth life, they have to work like dogs and cats, asses and bulls. Forced to work. Strapped, tied into the yoke and forced to work. Like slaves, like asses. And then they get a little bit of grass, a little sense gratification, which is easily available anywhere. And they think, oh, this is very nice. But even dogs and cats, they get the same sense gratification. You think the sex life is better in the human form than it is for dog or cat? No, it's the same. Whether you may have sex life in a beautiful hotel room, and the dog and cat may have sex life on the street, in the piles of garbage on the street. But do you think that sex life and this sex life is any different? No. It's the same tickle of the senses. And then when it's over, the same blah feeling. This is nonsense. So these people are called asses. They're asses. They're dumb asses. Yeah.
Question from Suhas.
Suhas. Hey, where you been hiding?
The scriptures say that once we go back home to the spiritual world, we never fall back to this material world. Does this imply that the souls presently in the material world have never been in the spiritual world?
Oh boy, that question. When Prabhupada was asked this question, which comes up sooner or later, he would say something like, why do you want to know about falling from the spiritual world? You already fell from the spiritual world. That's why you're here. You need to know how to get out. Don't waste time on this question. The question is how to get out, not how do we get here. We don't want to focus on that. That's like if someone goes to the hospital. See, the spiritual master of the esoteric school is like, he's like the doctor. And the esoteric school is like the hospital. And the people who realize that they're sick, they check themselves into the hospital. They go to the doctor and say, okay, what's wrong? What do I need? Give me the medicine to cure me. They don't ask the doctor, how did I get sick? How did I get ill? No, they want to know, how do I get cured? How do I get well? See? They don't want to waste time musing about, well, you know, did I catch the germs on the doorknob or on the toilet seat or something? You know, that's useless to speculate. What we know is that we're sick and we have to get well. That's clear. That's the practical thing. This is just an empty curiosity, idle curiosity, to want to know, how do we get here? And we're here. Now we have to get out. Thanks.
Question from Dawn. I've been wondering about service. I love painting and have started to do paintings of Krishna. Is this a valid service, even though I do not sell them? I hope to.
Whether you sell them or not, it's a very nice service. Srila Prabhupada, he very much encouraged his devotees who had artistic qualities to make pictures of Krishna. In fact, he said there should be a painting for every single page of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. He wanted an illustration of every single page, every single shloka. So That's 18,000 paintings. Get going, you guys. Come on. You artistes. Start drawing, start painting. You want to please Srila Prabhupada? Just go through Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and make a painting for each page. A painting for each sloka. Srila Prabhupada had a very good visual imagination, even though he himself was not an artist or painter. He directed so many artists. Like you can look at the early books, the early editions of Bhagavad-gītā and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And there's so many very original artworks in there. Well, those were all conceived and directed by Srila Prabhupada from his spiritual vision. So I don't like the more recent paintings because the devotees get all scholastic and they try to follow different schools of artistic styles and all this nonsense. But Prabhupada, he actually was giving the vision of the enlightened soul. He was showing people like a window into the spiritual world to see what he could see by directing these artists. And they have a specific style, even though it's not a recognized style of painting. Still, it has its own particular flavor and style. And I encourage devotees who want to learn devotional painting to follow in the footsteps of those early painters that Srila Prabhupada himself directed. And that will help you. Like the original paintings of the Bhagavad-gītā, for example, are very beautiful. Especially that painting of Kṛṣṇa with the flute looking very cute. Yeah. That's a wonderful rendition of Kṛṣṇa. It's very accurate. Krishna's got attitude.
Question from Ronald.
Ronald?
So we used
Ronald who?
Ronald. Ronald.
Singh.
Maybe. So we use certain mantra as a beginner and gradually advance to another mantra as we advance in spiritual life.
Oh, we've discussed this so many times. Yeah, in the beginning, we're always offensive because we're in material consciousness. So we don't chant the Maha Mantra as japa. Maybe we chant it in kirtan, Maha Mantra. But we don't chant japa of the Maha Mantra until we can follow the 4 regulative principles. Because the 7th offense against the holy name is to perform sinful activities on the strength of chanting. We don't want to involve people in those offensive activities. So we advise them that you wait until you have overcome these sinful activities before you chant the Maha Mantra. Once you can follow those principles steadily, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling or speculation, then you can chant Maha Mantra safely without committing offenses.
Question from Pipal. Does our constructed reality has an effect on our perception of Kṛṣṇa philosophy?
Say what?
Does our constructed reality has an effect on our perception of
What does
Kṛṣṇa
he mean,
philosophy?
constructed reality? What do you mean by constructed reality, people? He's now responding? Next
No.
question.
No.
Next question.
Illusion, he said.
Oh. Well, of course. If we're an illusion, we're not seeing things properly. That's why we have to teach. Anyway, I don't get the point of this question.
Okay. Question from Phil. people live, marry and have children, then die. Do they meet again with children in the spiritual world?
No. I don't know where that story got started. I think it's because of people's attachment to their material identity. Material identity is temporary. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And once you leave this body, all those relationships based on the body are finished. They end. They're done. They're over. They're gone. You can't take it with you, is the common saying. And that applies to everything material. Your money, your job, your house, your possessions, and your relationships with other people in different roles. All of those roles, husband, wife, father, son,